On today's episode, I want to process something very important. What you think is making you poor versus what's actually causing that negative effect. I'm going to give you a different point of view that perhaps you agree with or don't agree with, but we're going to process this together. And as always, next to me, Anna Marie Meyer.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. I can't wait for this one. I'm very excited. So here are a few things that people think that are making them poor. I'm going to process this with you. But they think that this is the reason why they are either poor or becoming poor. Number one, the school system. I didn't go to the right school.
I've heard that so many times.
What do you think?
No, not at all. Because, and unfortunately, that's the truth. Especially young people, they would always turn around and say, but I've got friends in a better school, a bigger school, schools that is better in sport,
More
academic.
prestigious.
Yes. It's got nothing to do with it. You do the same matric wherever you go.
Fully agree.
So what's the difference? Is that really going to define me?
No.
Will not allow.
Number two is government. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, it's because of our government that I don't have opportunities. Now, I've got a question to every person that says that. In your country that you live in, is there people that are in a similar circumstance, that are successful, that are doing well, that are making money, that are wealthy? And every time the answer is yes. So if they can do it, why can't you?
It's just the excuse that I'm not even prepared to answer anymore.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
really one of
I don't
those.
have time to entertain
I
that.
don't have time for that. And I don't waste time on something that's not going to bring me anything in my pocket.
Buying a daily coffee. Some of these coffees are expensive.
They're very expensive. But you know what? I don't treat myself. And do you treat yourself to something else? There's people that waste money on a lot more. I'm
Vape.
going to buy...
Vape.
Yeah, vape. I'm going to buy my daily coffee.
When you're standing next to the car dealerships these days, it's just like smokes, like the guys are communicating with each other via smoke signals. Those things are bloody expensive.
They're expensive and they're not good for your health. And they might say that about coffee, but I don't care. Coffee is the one thing that I'm going to spoil myself. And
even if they make it more, we'll still buy it.
Yes.
Now, having to rent. I've got a very strong opinion about this. And having to rent makes you nimble. It's not making you poor, because unless you're 100% sure this is a property that I want to invest in and I can see myself growing older by 10 or 20 years in this property. If the answer is not an absolute defined yes, why not rent?
And sometimes you can rent for cheaper
than what you pay a bond.
Exactly.
And you're not stuck. Yesterday I'm speaking to my 21-year-old cousin that lives overseas, and he says, I'm going to rent at least until I'm 30. So I said, interesting. So I want to pick his brain.
Why?
I said, why do you want to rent? He says, because if I buy a property, I'm stuck with this debt for 30 years. I said, but what's wrong with that? I mean, that's stability. He says, what if I want to move to another town? I said, but then you can rent it out. But my return on investment in that specific city, that's like a lot of students, they can't get a high rental. So my return on investment's not good. I said, okay, really? So what do you want to do? I want to rent, and if I want to move to town, I can just give them the keys back and I'm gone.
True. And you know what? We've all got different opinions about that.
100%.
I think I'm one of those that would rather buy. But again, I didn't buy a property at the age of 21.
Yeah.
It only came later in my life.
21 and a half.
No, a bit later.
Okay.
But today, if I can give advice to a younger person, rent. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
And you can move. You can find your feet.
Until you figured out this is exactly where I want to stay, and then go
Yes.
forward.
It's not costing you money. You're not losing money.
Now, I want to dive into the 4 that are actually making you poor.
Can't wait to hear what they
Okay. Not taking action.
agree.
Not taking
like
action is a diminishing habit, because you will always make the wrong decision if you don't make a decision. At least if you take action, you can fail. Failure will bring upon evaluation, and then you learn from your mistake and you carry on until you get it right. But not taking action makes you poor.
I normally ask the question, if you wake up in the morning, what do you do? Do you get out of bed
Or do
or
you
do you
snooze?
stay? If you get out of bed, you've already taken action for the day. So whatever follows, just take action for the rest of the day.
100%.
Because if you're one of those people that just turn around and sleep, and none of us do, so we've all got the ability in ourselves to take action.
100%. Not adding skill sets that's valuable to the marketplace. And this, in my opinion, needs to be done like quarterly or at least every 6 months. You need to learn how a different skill works. So
you need to grow yourself.
100%. So for me, it's like the last couple of weeks, I've been trying my very best, and I'm not very creative. I can edit a little bit on Instagram. I can layer over music on it, and if it's a still image, so that it rhymes exactly on the beat, the next image comes through. So for me, that's a lot of fun. But I'm adding skill sets to the marketplace for the market of Bobby, not anybody else, for the market of me. And now I can say, check out the cool video, and then get some feedback. One does very well, one doesn't do very well, but I'm learning through the process, adding skill sets to me.
I still can't do that, but I've seen you on Canva and PowerPoint, and that is skills.
That is skills, because the man off camera is just a phone call away. And every time I break it, which happens often, Mr. Vince phones me and says, okay, push there and there. I'm like, that was easy, man. Why didn't you just say so? But I did. Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
That's why we've got friends.
100%. But not adding skill sets to your toolbox is definitely making you poor.
If you add skill sets to your toolbox without even realizing you're adding skill sets to the people around you.
100%. So here's where we are now. You know what coffee I like? If you get me 5 coffees, I'll teach you how to do some Instagram editing.
I think I can do it with 1.
Okay, good.
That is how much you love coffee.
100%. Now, not reading books and improving. I mean, that literally makes you poor. Like literally.
But
daily.
It changed our lives.
Yes, ma'am.
We didn't believe in reading a couple of years ago, but it changed our life. And I can honestly admit how I've seen people change in my office over the last year, because they've been doing it now for just over 13, 14 months.
They're better.
And I can see how they've changed and grow. So please read.
Ooh, this last one. Thinking you know everything and having a closed mindset. Because I think out of all of them combined, this one is the most diminishing. Because how do you teach someone that knows everything? How does that someone improve? How does that someone grow? I can't.
It's difficult to speak to someone like that.
Yeah, very.
It's very difficult to speak to someone, because if the moment you enter a conversation with someone knowing everything, it's just, you know what, I don't have anything to give. That is how they make people feel.
Yes.
Listen, speak.
Yeah. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Love it. I really enjoyed this content. If you did as well, and you've got some more habits or things that people do that make them poorer, please leave us a comment at the bottom. Also hit the like button, and
please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell.
Thank you very much. Take care and have yourselves a beautiful day. Bye-bye.